welcome. Oh, it's right in front of me. Welcome to the April 26, 2016 General Session of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners. We will begin this morning's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Brown.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, well, we have a few things to do before we begin our business. So we are going to recognize Sean Copeland, the Field Director for Next Gen Climate Action. Come on up, Sean. In observance of Earth Day, which we celebrated the other day. Come on up, Sean.
All right, I want to thank the commissioners for their support and leadership on supporting 50 by 30. I work for Next Gen Climate. We're a national organization pushing for 50% renewable energy by the year 2030 and 100% renewable energy by 2050. We think that the commissioners are showing real leadership by doing this. Franklin County has always been a leader here in the state, and we know how important it is for our state to have good, clean energy jobs. Right now in Ohio, 89,000 citizens of Ohio work in the clean energy economy. 7,000 of those folks work right here in Franklin County. And we know by supporting a 50 by 30, we know that this will only increase the jobs and revenue that are available to folks here in Franklin County. So again, I want to thank the leadership of John O'Grady and the rest of the commissioners on this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, we want to come up, Sean, and give you a resolution and take a picture.
Great.
So right out here in the middle.
Right in the middle. Of course, in the middle. We'll put you in the middle.
Resolution. Thanks.
Ready? Might get one more. Very nice. Thank you.
We had a big Earth Day celebration on Friday with folks at the Franklin Park Conservatory. Some of the folks, Jim Shimmer, folks in the audience were there. Huge number of folks out planting and getting ready for their gardens and picking up equipment, picking up soil and other things from Miracle Grow. So it was a good Friday morning with a great Earth Day celebration. We also this morning have, this is the first annual National Reentry Week. And as we introduce our guests, I would, I guess, turn it over to Commissioner Brown. I know this is an area of interest for her, so if she has anything, not an area of interest, it's a main focus of hers. So if there's anything she wants to add at this time, but I want to bring up Dr. Patrice Palmer and Mr. Vernon Dublin to come on up.
This is a first ever National Reentry Week, and you know, we're trying to put the focus on giving our residents who have really done amazing work they served their time in prison, in jail for crimes they committed. They deserve a second chance, and that's what this is about. In the focus of what our work is in my office is really giving people that second chance. And we've got Dr. Patrice Palmer from our reentry office and Vernon Dublin, who's been with us. Did you figure it out? Is it 4 years now?
4 years total. 1 year is temp service.
Okay. 4 years now, and they're both here to talk about their experience working at Franklin County, and their experience is total. So take it away.
You can use either one. You can use the one in front of it if you'd like. Standing, sitting, whatever makes you comfortable.
Thank you. I started working here for a year through a temporary service, and my experience has been that people really don't want to hire you. Well, my mixed emotions about that is my criminal history. Commissioner Brown was the one that resubmitted my application, which I put in one. She resubmitted it. She gave me my second chance. My 3 years of employment through Franklin County is important because it gives me my job security and the ability to have health care insurance. Appreciation for a chance for opportunity for sustainability as the productive citizen in Ohio and right here in Franklin County. I would like to thank Kelly Bandy, my supervisor, and the crew that I work with daily. Finally, I'd like to give a double honor and respect to Commissioner Brown and Michael Daniels, and also Cena Dublin for all the support and leadership and encouragement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vernon. I'm going to ask you to do something that's probably a little bit different. Can everybody close their eyes for a few moments? I promise I'm not going to hurt anybody. Just close your eyes for a moment and sense the darkness, the uncertainty that you have before you right now. Can you feel that? Not sure what I'm doing, where I'm going. That's how people feel when they return from being incarcerated. You can open your eyes. For me, committing crimes and being a part of the criminal justice system is nothing I'm proud of. Due to drug addiction, mental health diagnosis, undiagnosed, and just caught up in that cycle of viciousness is the cause or a factor to my criminogenic behaviors, none of which I'm proud of. But I cannot negate what I learned through the system or that process, and it makes me who I am today. Obtaining employment is the number 1 barrier for people returning back into society, whether it's from county jail or from the Ohio Reformatory, Ohio Rehabilitation and Correction System. Employment is the number 1 barrier because if a person can be employed and have gainful employment, they are less likely to commit crimes. So obtaining sustainable employment was difficult due to my criminal record and my history. So for me in 2003, I chose to go to school 8 straight years, and at the end of that I have 3 college degrees, 2 from the Ohio State University. And even though that's an achievement and accomplishment, a licensed social worker, a licensed chemical dependency counselor, a licensed prevention specialist, an ordained elder of ministry, even with all of those achievements and accomplishments, I still had barriers to employment. You wouldn't think that, but I do. Why? Because of my criminal record and because of my history. Being a part of Franklin County Reentry Coalition taught me one thing, and that was to advocate for the services that are necessary for people to become productive citizens in society. So under the leadership of Commissioner Brown and being a part of the Reentry Coalition, I was given an opportunity. And I say an opportunity because it gives me the chance to help people view those that are coming home from a different lens or a different perspective. Good people make poor decisions. And so not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but giving them an opportunity to utilize the skills, the talents, and the qualities that they have as an individuals. I had multiple barriers to becoming gainfully employed, but through this commission, I was given that opportunity, and I want to thank Commissioner Brown, Michael Daniels in their office, and the Board of Commissioners, but I also want to thank Kathy Crandall and Melissa Pierce, the Director and Deputy Director of Homeland Security and Justice Program, because I get the opportunity to be a part of the Stepping Up Initiative, which helps to break the cycle for people returning back into society. If I would leave you with one thing today, I would say that it's our job. I have a responsibility to pay it forward, and doing that would be to say giving people an opportunity to become gainfully employed in Franklin County is good business because it helps to build safer, stronger communities as we build safer, stronger families. So thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
As county commissioners, we all have our areas that we focus on, things that are important to us, things that we try to champion. And certainly as a board, we are very much supportive of offender reentry and all the work that's been done in the area of recidivism. But this is an issue that Commissioner Brown has made a hallmark of her time here as county commissioner. And it is something that she should be very proud of, and it is certainly something that we all should be very proud of her for the work that she's done in this area. Not to take away from any of the accomplishments that any of you have had, but this has literally been something that Marilyn and Michael have been working on day in and day out for the last many years. And so congratulations to you for all your great work in this area.
Thank you, but what I want to really get across is, you know, my staff and I spend a lot of time talking to people that are getting out of prison. And what we say is, we can give you all kinds of resources, but the work is yours. And Vernon and Patrice, you've done the work yourself to get you where you are today. And everybody that does that work, we can provide all kinds of resources and talk about opening up the barriers and making it a bit easier for you to get employment and get housing and get what you need. But you have to do the work, and you've done the work. And that's what this is about. You've done it. You did it yourself. You did it with some help from us, but you did it. And I'm proud of both of you, and I'm proud of everybody else that we've worked with who have done the work themselves. So it's not about me, it's not about my staff, it's not about anybody but the people that we've worked with. And it's about safety, it's about saving money. And Ron O'Brien, you understand this issue too. You see it from your end as prosecutor. The judges see it now. Everybody sees it. It's good business to help people who deserve a second chance, because if we don't give these second chances, people are going to have no choice but to commit crime again and reoffend. And it's good business. So, you know, that's what this is really about. And it's the right thing to do. So, thank you for being here. Oh, we got to get a picture, yeah. We need that picture. So come up to the middle. Okay.
All right, on to business. Need an approval of the minutes from November 17th, November 20th, November 23rd, November 24th, and November 30th, 2015 budget hearings, the March 24th and March 31st, 2016 briefing session, and the March 29th, 2016 general session.
Move approval.
All right, I said, second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Minutes have been approved.
Great. All right, on to the Sheriff's Department.
Resolution number 294-16, authorizing a contract extension to Hall Public Safety Columbus LLC and Comproducts Incorporated, DBA BNC Communications, for removal, installation, maintenance, and repair of all vehicle safety equipment in the amount of $148,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dave Masterson, Director of Administrative Services for Sheriff Scott. Passage of this resolution will authorize a one-year contract extension for the continued maintenance of our mobile radios, as well as the removal and installation of safety equipment in our law enforcement vehicles. And pending any questions, ask approval of this resolution.
I'll move approval of 294-16.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 294-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 295-16, approving 6 subaward agreements for the 2016 Franklin County Summer Youth Works Program in the amount of $6,550,788.
Good morning, Commissioners. Lance Porter, representing Job and Family Services. This resolution will approve subboard agreements with 6 community partners to manage the 2016 Franklin County Summer Youth Works Program. This is the 6th year that the county has offered this program at this particular funding level. This year, we estimate that 1,950 TANF-eligible youth will be able to participate in the program, and the ages for the kids will be 14 to 24. Additional information or highlights of the programs that everyone will be paid at least $10 an hour. The in-school youth will have a minimum of 160 hours of employment, and out-of-school youth will have a minimum of 240 hours of employment. Community partners that are participating this year include the Columbus Urban League, Equity Youth Alternatives, Godman Guild Association, St. Stephen's Community Services, Tech Corps Ohio, and the Workforce Development Board with their SOAR Hire program. All of this information as far as contact and the programs that they offer will be available on the county's website after today's program. Pending any questions, I'd ask for the approval of this resolution.
So Lance, if kids or families are interested in these summer jobs, they should contact one of the providers, or should they contact the office?
They should actually contact one of the 6 providers, because that's where they'll go through the application process and find the employment. They can call us and we'll redirect them, but the information to contact them directly will be available via website or telephone number on the website.
So if they go to the JFS go to the Franklin County website, go to JFS from there,
Yeah,
they'll find these on
we have
the-
planned on putting them on both, put it on the
On both.
Commissioner's website, then back on ours as well.
Good,
Great.
good. So,
Good.
all right, fantastic, thank you.
I'll move approval of 295-16.
Second.
Moved and seconded and voting, Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Aye.
Resolution number 295-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 296-16, designating the Director of the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department as the CRA Housing Officer for purposes of Resolution number 204-92 dated February 25th, 1992, as modified by Resolution number 504-93 dated May 11th, 1993, Resolution number 102-97 dated February 11th, 1997, and Resolution number 25302 dated February 26th, 2002.
Morning,
So,
Commissioners.
will you please explain all of that?
I will, as best I can, and it's actually a clerical issue, as a matter of fact. Commissioners, James Schimmer from Economic Development and Planning. This resolution appoints the county's Economic Development Director as the CRA Housing Officer as a matter of clerical accuracy. The Rickenbacker CRA is the county's only pre-1994 CRA. Because the Rickenbacker CRA is grandfathered as a pre-1994 CRA, the attached resolution cites a specific section in the ORC code to make sure that, and to make clear that this is not an amendment. A pre-1994 CRA can only be amended twice before it becomes a post-1994 CRA. If it becomes a post-1994 CRA, the benefits are not the same. So in looking at the resolution that created the CRA, we wanted to make sure it was clear that I am actually the county's housing officer as part of that process. So we were just, as a clerical issue, we wanted to make sure it was clear in that case. So this resolution will officially accomplish that action.
So Jim, for our viewing audience, the CRA is a community reinvestment act.
Yes, it's a
Thank
tax.
you. I was going to
sorry.
ask that.
It's a mechanism by which we can provide a tax incentive for a company that's going to build a real property improvement.
Thank you, good. We read these, we see these, we deal with this all the time.
The acronyms
Yes.
will
You know,
trip up.
every once in a while, we
lots
forget.
of people.
We're not in Washington DC, which I think is the acronym capital of the world, and we get there, a couple, 3, 4 times a year, and every time we do, I'm lost because I don't know the acronym. So as we're reading this, I'm saying to myself, I know what a CRA is, but I don't know if everybody else
I
does.
apologize
so thank you.
for that.
Well, thanks for the explanation.
I'll move approval of 296-16.
Second that.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Aye.
Resolution number 296-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Community partnerships.
Resolution 297-16, authorizing a 1-year contract with the Franklin Parks Conservatory Joint Recreation District Green Corps to to promote environmental appreciation and economical awareness in the amount of $35,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Carla Williams Scott, Assistant Director, EDP and Community Partnerships. This morning, I will be requesting your approval on 15 community partner contracts. This group represents approximately one-half of the 28 approved 2016 community partners. These 28 community partners will receive a total of $16,009,953. This morning, we have 15 contracts in 5 of the key strategic priority areas. We have 3 contracts in civic engagement, and those are Columbus Museum of Art, Franklin Park Conservatory, Operating in Capital, and Ohio Alliance for Arts Education. We have 4 contracts in the health services area. Those are Cancer Support Community, Central Ohio Diabetes, Charitable Pharmacy of Central Ohio, and the Healthcare Collaborative of Greater Columbus. We have 3 contracts in the community safety strategic area, Capital Area Humane Society, Center for Family and Safety Healing, and the Central Ohio Trauma System. We have 4 contracts in the human services area. Those are the Children's Hunger Alliance, Mid-Ohio Food Bank, SID Capital Crossroads, and Central Ohio COSI, Center of Science and Industry. And last, we will have 1 contract in environmental sustainability, and that will be the Franklin Park Conservatory Green Corps. This contract will provide training for 10 participants to participate in the Franklin Park Conservatory's Green Corps program. It will increase awareness about horticultural, the environment, and the local economy. They will also pilot a new team program. So pending any questions, I request approval for the Green Corps contract.
Carla, I appreciate how you broke down the community partnership grants. This is really important for us and for our viewers and the taxpayers generally to understand how we break down, how we allocate these partnerships. I'll move approval of this resolution 29716.
Second the motion.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Aye.
Resolution number 297-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 298-16, authorizing a one-year contract with the Central Ohio Trauma System for coordination of trauma and emergency health resources and services in the amount of $62,000.
Commissioners, this contract will provide, COTS will provide triage to over 9,000 patients, provide data to 25 area hospitals, and a trauma registry for 21 fire and EMS agencies. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
Move approval of 29816.
I'll second the motion.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Aye.
Resolution number 298-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 299-16, authorizing a contract with the Ohio Alliance for Arts Education for arts education programs in the amount of $300,000.
Commissioners, this program with Ohio Alliance for Arts Education will provide 3 programs to some of our low-income communities and students. The Artists in Schools program will reach approximately 40,000 schools in grades K through 12 throughout Franklin County. And the Transit Arts program will enable approximately 1,300 youth to participate in the Art in the House and the Transit Arts programs. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
You know, I love that we do this because so many school districts are cutting arts programs, and I think kids need to have a way to express themselves. So I'll move approval of 29916.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Aye.
Resolution number 299-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 300-16, authorizing a one-year contract with the Center for the Family Safety and Healing to assist victims of domestic violence with civil protection orders and to secure other support as needed in the amount of $230,000.
Commissioners, this year, this one-year contract will allow the Center for Family and Safety Healing to provide advice and counsel or representation to approximately 1,600 individuals in the areas of obtaining civil protection orders and other related services. Pending any questions, I request approval, please.
Move approval of 300-16.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Aye.
Resolution number 300-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 301-16, authorizing a one-year contract with the Greater Ohio Arts Council in support of Arts Matters, a capital and program expansion of the Columbus Museum of Arts in the amount of $2,500,000.
Commissioners, this is our annual payment for the Arts Matters redevelopment project with the Columbus Museum of Art. It is comprised of constructing new space and renovating the existing facilities that will significantly increase special event, retail, and exhibit space at the museum. In 2016, it is estimated that the annual museum attendance will reach 300,000 people. Pending any questions, I request approval of this contract.
Move approval of 301-16.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady?
I have to abstain. My wife serves on the board of
Okay.
Greater Columbus Arts Council.
Okay. Okay, resolution number 301-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 302-16, authorizing a one-year contract with the Healthcare Collaborative of Greater Columbus for access to strengthen the delivery of primary health care through service coordination in the amount of $25,000.
Commissioners, this contract with the Healthcare Collaborative will provide services to our uninsured and underinsured individuals. This will allow them to receive better coordinated health care services and support in their decision processes as they navigate the healthcare system. It is estimated that they will work with approximately 800 clinicians, 10 healthcare provider organizations, and 30 social service organizations in 2016. Pending any questions, I request approval.
Move approval of 302-16.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Aye.
Resolution number 302-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 303-16, authorizing a one-year contract with the Cancer Support Community, Central Ohio, to provide programs and support services for persons living with cancer in the amount of $75,000.
Commissioners, this contract with Cancer Support Community of Central Ohio will again assist cancer patients and their families. They anticipate that they will provide service and resources and referrals to approximately 500 households and about 5,000 visits through community needs and other referrals. Pending any questions, I request approval.
Move approval of 303-16.
Second.
Move and second voting, Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Aye.
Resolution number 303-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 304-16, authorizing a one-year contract with the Central Ohio Diabetes Association to provide diabetes detection, education, counseling, and other support services in the amount of $50,000.
Commissioners, this contract with Central Ohio Diabetes Association again will provide individual screenings to approximately 7,500 individuals at 500 different screening events targeted throughout Franklin County. And they will also be targeting high-risk populations in the community as well. Pending any questions, I request approval.
Move approval of 304-16.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Aye.
Resolution number 304-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 305-16, authorizing a one-year contract with the Children's Hunger Alliance to provide after-school and summer meals for Franklin County children in need in the amount of $125,000.
Commissioners, this contract with the Children's Ohio Hunger Alliance will provide meals in the after-school and summer programs in underserved areas. They will provide approximately 200,000 nutritious after-school meals and snacks to about 5,800 children throughout Franklin County. And in the summer meal program, during the summer months, an additional 500 children. For a total of 6,300 children will be served through these programs. Pending any questions, I request approval.
Move approval of 305-16.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Aye.
Resolution number 305-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 306-16, authorizing a one-year contract with SID Public Service Association to provide matching dollars for SNAP benefits redeemed at participating farmers markets in the amount of $10,000.
Commissioners, under this contract with the Veggie Snaps program, It is estimated that they will serve approximately 1,000 individuals that will benefit from receiving fresh and nutritious food. Additionally, money spent under this contract will also go to local farmers growing fruits and vegetables using sustainable cultivation techniques. Pending any questions, I request approval.
Move approval of 30616.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 306-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 307-16, authorizing a one-year contract with the Mid-Ohio Food Bank to provide food relief for Franklin County residents in need in the amount of $100,000.
Commissioners, this contract will provide fresh produce to food insecure individuals and families. In 2016, through their produce markets, the Mid-Ohio Food Bank estimates that they will distribute 9.5 million pounds of fresh food to approximately 72,000 individuals via 1,400 different produce market events held throughout Franklin County. Pending any questions, I request approval.
Move approval of 30716.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady. Resolution number 307-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 308-16, authorizing a one-year contract with Franklin Park Conservatory to provide programs that foster environmental understanding, promote tourism, increase food access, and provide support for capital campaign projects for Phase 1 of the Conservatory's Master Plan 2.0 in the amount of $1 million.
Commissioners, this contract with the Franklin Park Conservatory will provide $500,000 for programming and education and an additional $500,000 for the capital campaign. It is estimated that at least 200,000 visitors will attend exhibits and participate in programs at the conservatory this year, and more than 30,000 school children will be involved in their educational programs. Pending any questions, I request approval.
Move approval of 30816.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 308-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 309-16, authorizing a contract with the Capital Area Humane Society to conduct animal cruelty investigations, provide education and support to area residents about responsible pet ownership in the amount of $35,000.
Commissioner, this annual contract with the Capital Area Humane Society it is estimated that they will receive approximately 6,000 reports of animal neglect and cruelty, and up to 1,300 animals will be seized for neglect, cruelty, and abandonment and admitted to the Capital Area Humane Society. In addition, they will provide additional education to Franklin County residents about responsible pet ownership. Pending any questions, I request approval.
Move for approval of 30916.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 309-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 310-16, authorizing a one-year contract with the Center of Science and Industry to support programs that strengthen children's interest in science, technology, and research in the amount of $75,000.
Commissioners, this contract with COSI will make available 2,000 admissions during the family night events and general admission and special events for targeted organizations and neighborhoods. They will also redeem another approximately 1,800 admissions during spring breaks and for student workshops and field trips to student groups from schools that are academically at risk and or with at least 50% of their students eligible for free and reduced lunch. Pending any questions, I request approval.
Move approval of Resolution 31016.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown.
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 310-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 311-16, authorizing a one-year contract with the Charitable Pharmacy of Central Ohio Incorporated for access to health care and affordable prescriptions in the amount of $60,000.
Commissioners, this contract with the Charitable Pharmacy will provide approximately 3,000 low-income individuals in Franklin County with a total of 60,000 prescriptions for a market value of $4,800,000. Pending any questions, I request approval.
as they often say at the charitable pharmacy, it's the pharmacy of last resort, which it truly is, but remarkable nonetheless. I'll move for approval of 31116.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 311-16 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Nice work, thanks. Homeland Security and Justice Programs.
Resolution number 312-16, authorizing a service contract with Motorola Solutions for the 800 MHz radio communication systems in the amount of $13,045.
Good morning.
Morning.
Greg
Greg.
Plants, Homeland Security and Justice Programs. As you're aware, Commissioners, you made a significant investment in a new 800 megahertz digital radio communication system for the county. This resolution will authorize the service contract with Motorola Solutions to support and service this new equipment.
I'll move approval of 31216.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 312-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Human Resources.
Resolution number 313-16, approving personnel actions.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Young, representing Human Resources. The following personnel actions this week: Department of Animal Care and Control, 1 new hire; Child Support Enforcement Agency, 1 temporary work level; Department of Job and Family Services, 2 new hires, 1 promotion, 8 transfers within the agency, 1 resignation, and 1 probationary removal; Department of Economic Development and Planning, 1 new hire; and Office on Aging, 2 promotions. Pending any questions, I request approval of the resolution.
I will move for approval of 31316.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 313-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 314-16, authorizing a contract for the Strategic Government Resources for Recruitment Services in the amount of $25,000.
And the second resolution, as you know, we have a vacancy for the Director of Animal Care and Control. The Commissioners wish to utilize an executive search firm to assist with the recruitment and screening. Ohio Revised Code 3078.86 says consulting services are exempt from competitive bidding. We did put it out for bid for 3 companies, and 2 replied. The resolution authorizes us to enter an agreement with Strategic Government Resources for recruitment services. The cost of the contract will be $25,000 for these services. Pending any questions, I request approval of the resolution.
Move for approval of 31416.
Second.
Moved and seconded in voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 314-16 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Purchasing Department.
Resolution number 315-16, approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $693,050.96.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Balanier, Assistant Director of the Purchasing Department. The resolution before you requests your approval of 106 purchase orders. These purchase orders have been pre-certified as to the availability of funds by the County Auditor. Pending any questions, I recommend their approval.
I'll move approval of resolution 31516.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 315-16 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Board of Commissioners.
Board of Commissioners, I apologize.
Resolution number 316-16, reappointing Timothy L. Guyton to the Franklin County Zoning Appeals.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eric Janis, Deputy Administrator. Pending any questions, would recommend approval of this reappointment.
Move approval of 31616.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 316-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 317-16, reappointing Nancy Hunter to the Franklin County Zoning Appeals.
Again, Commissioners, pending any questions, would recommend this reappointment to the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Move approval of 31716.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 317-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 318-16, reappointing Timothy L. Guyton and Ashley Charles Hoy, Sr. to the Franklin County Planning Commission.
Again, Commissioners, these are reappointments. Pending any questions, would recommend approval.
Move approval of 31816.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 318-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 319-16, appointing Craig B. Treniff to the Central Ohio Transit Authority Board of Trustees.
Commissioners, pending any questions, would recommend approval of this new appointment to the COTA Board.
Move approval of 31916.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 319-16 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Resolution number 320-16, urging the United States Senate to fulfill its constitutional duty to advise and consent on the President's nomination of Judge Merrick Garland to the Supreme Court of the United States.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. This resolution is being recommended this morning. As stated by our clerk, would urge the United States Senate to fulfill its constitutional obligation to advise and consent on the President's nomination of Judge Merrick Garland to the U.S. Supreme Court. Pending any questions, I would recommend passage.
Move approval of 32016.
Well, I've been rather quiet this morning, had a busy morning before I got here. This is very important. As the only member of this board who is a member of the bar and who has been very active in the bar for many years, I think it's imperative that we have a full Supreme Court. Otherwise, there is the potential for gridlock because we have an equal number of justices. So I am very happy to have this come forward. I think a number of us have had conversations in Washington about the need for this resolution, but also for a full United States Supreme Court. It is very important to the people of the United States that we have a full Supreme Court, and our Congress needs to do their job on both sides of the aisle. So I'm happy to second this resolution this morning.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Aye.
Resolution number 320-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 321-16, banning non-essential travel to the state of North Carolina and Mississippi.
Kenneth Wilson, Administrator. Again, this resolution this morning presented to you would ban all non-essential travel to the states of North Carolina and Mississippi by all the employees of the Board of County Commissioners until recent discriminatory laws of those states have been repealed. Pending any questions, I would recommend passage.
Ken, can you please do me a favor, and for our audience, can you please give a brief definition of non-essential travel?
Non-essential travel
or essential travel, it may be easier to define that.
President O'Grady, Commissioners Brooks, Commissioner Brown, essential travel would be travel that would be associated with safety and welfare, or a travel mandated by law. An example would be if we needed to return a prisoner in one of those states for trial. Or an example would be if there was a case where we needed to travel to one of those states to pick up a child welfare issue would be another example of what would be essential travel versus non-essential travel would be travel to a optional public policy conference or a national conference for an association upon which the county may be a member.
I wanted to make sure we were clear of that, so that the public knew and knows and understands what we're banning by county employees. And this is simply for county employees in the course of their business. We can't and don't presume to control where county employees go on their free time on vacation. But when I read the letter they had the other day, clearly the writer didn't understand what non-essential travel was, so I thought we should clarify that this morning. for the public, so thank you for that.
And just as the prior resolution is so important, and Commissioner Brooks stated it well, that we have to have a full Supreme Court to do their job, we also want to make it clear that we don't tolerate discrimination in any way, and what we're trying to achieve is a statement that's real, that the travel policy that we have at the county is when we take trips for business, and there was a trip that was scheduled that CODA was putting together to take a bus trip to North Carolina to just do a peer-to-peer travel that could be done at another time. And when North Carolina did what they did to what we thought was indiscrimination of a particular group, we felt, no, it's not right to do that. CODA also felt, no, it's not right to do that trip. We feel we need to stand up for what's right. And so we put forth this resolution. That's non-essential travel, and we can do that trip at another time or
To another
with
place.
another peer city.
Or not.
That's not discriminating, or not do the trip as we see fit. So I think these kind of resolutions are very important because it's not just a statement. It's really making a statement with substance behind it that makes it work. So I am happy to move approval of Resolution 32116.
I'll second that, and I just want to mention, I think it's interesting that even Donald Trump has made a statement about fairness on this, so.
Who'd have thought we would be in agreement with Donald Trump?
You never know. Strange bedfellows.
Never know.
Thank you. Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady? Resolution number 321-16 has been adopted. Resolution number 322-16, authorizing the redemption of the outstanding Series 2005 general obligation bonds and authorizing any necessary documents.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Telerik with the Office of Management and Budget. This resolution would allow the county to call the outstanding bonds from the Series 2005 issuance early. The current balance is $4,950,000. By calling the bonds prior to their maturity date, we'll avoid $219,000 in debt service payments. Of this amount, $31,000 in savings would be realized by the general fund, $34,500 in savings would be realized by Mary Haven, and $153,500 would be realized by the Solid Waste Authority of Central Ohio. Pending any questions, would ask your approval of this resolution.
Excellent. Move approval of 32216.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Brown?
Aye.
Commissioner Brooks?
Aye.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Aye.
Resolution number 322-16.
Victoria, do we have any journalizations this morning?
One.
Oh, excellent.
Case number annex EXP2-09-16, an expedited type 2 annexation petition annex EXP2-09-16 was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on April 18, 2016. The petition is requesting to annex 17.8 plus or minus acres from Madison Township to the City of Columbus. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on May 24, 2016. Site number 7200 and 7280 Alum Creek Drive, PDI number 180-005365 and 180-005364, a portion of Jerry Mock Avenue, PDI number 180-005397, and a portion of the public right-of-way of Alum Creek Drive.
Thank you. That concludes today's meeting. See everybody next week.